Hi there. This is Amrit Kumar, leadership coach and NLP master practitioner. In all the years that I've been learning and using NLP, it never fails to amaze me about how it helps us understand more and more about our mind. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick little exercise for which you'll need a pen and a book. Okay, so just go ahead while I wait for you. Go ahead and grab a pen and a book, a sheet of paper perhaps, and I'm just going to ask you to write something interesting. Okay, so I'm going to wait for you guys. Yeah. So do you have your pen and paper? Maybe you could have paused this video and done that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you a slide, you know, and which has got a sentence. Now, mind you, the sentence I've written in a kind of a triangle, and in that one slide, you'll see that there's some pictures of flowers around it and all that. So you just have to focus on the sentence. It's written in plain English. So what I'd like you to do is read that sentence and write down exactly what's written in that slide. Mind you, I'm going to be showing it to you only for about maybe 5 to 8 seconds. Okay, so keep your eyes sharp. Okay, and have a look at it. So here it comes, and I'm going to be showing it to you right away now. Okay, there you go. I want to count back to about maybe, okay. I just want to read that sentence and write it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make it, oops, there you go. Yeah, so now you can't see. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you really think you've written down what you read in the slide? So I'm going to show it to you again, and this time around, I want to check if you've exactly written what's there in the slide. So here goes, have a look at it again. So look at your books and look at my slide and see if you've written the same sentence. Most of you could be nodding your head and saying, yeah, I think I've written, but I'm going to show you something. Let me read that sentence again to you, one word per line. You see, there's A, you can see my cursor, A, pretty flower in the garden. Aha, I think I caught you. Honest, let's be honest here. How many of you really got the two thers? Okay. I'm sure most likely most of you would have written just wonder. What's really happening here? This is a very simple, efficient process that the human mind does, which is called as deleting. Okay. So when the human mind is getting a lot of information, to ensure that we're able to kind of process the information, it kind of tends to delete some information. The second thing is that you've always read a sentence as a pretty flower in the garden. You've never read a sentence with two those there. So you're actually not reading from my slide. You're reading from your memory. Okay. So without even your knowledge, your mind deleted the unnecessary the. So you really were not reading from the slide. Now let's look at the implications of this thing in real life. Many times when we meet somebody, we have a preconceived notion about that person. That sometimes even so, for example, it could be anybody that you're not really comfortable with. So you've had some pretty not so interesting interactions with them, in the recent past. So the next time you meet up with this person, you're going to be remembering all those recent interactions which are not so good. And even if that person is passing some interesting information, most likely your mind will be deleting that, and you're kind of neglecting or not even paying attention to what he's saying, even if they're going to be saying something which could be interesting for you, really interesting. So, and that could be devastating, as you can see. Now, so the human mind does three important processes, which is deletion, distortion, and generalization. I'm going to talk about deletion, distortion, generalization maybe in another video, but let's stick with deletion for now. Okay, so I'll tell you where deletion can be extremely useful for you. Let's say as you're driving on the roads, your eyes are accessing a lot of information while you're concentrating on the road, the traffic on the road. I'm sure from your peripheral vision, you can actually see the pedestrians, you can see some of the trees, you can see some signboards, you can see people walking and all that. But while you can actually see them from your peripheral vision, you're not going to be focusing on all of that. If you decided to look at everything, you're going to crash your car, isn't it? So, so that way you tend to delete that. I'm going to tell you another interesting thing which happened to me when I deleted information. It was, this was the finals of the World Cup, the cricket World Cup, which happened a couple of years back. And we were at almost the final over. And, I was so focused on watching the match that, in fact, my wife had told me to switch off the cooker after it, gives three whistles. But I think, it must have whistled 10 times or something. And India won the match, but then I had burnt rice for dinner. That's what happened because it whistled 10 times and the rice was burnt. So sometimes deletion can be good for you, maybe not so good for you. Okay, so think about that. That's how it is. Neuro linguistic programming is an amazing way for you to discover your mind. I invite you to try and take a deep dive into your mind and through the amazing world of neuro linguistic programming. Signing off, this is Amrit Kumar, the leadership coach. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.